Welcome back to one's journey of unwinding the mind and, of course, your daily microdose. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out at all on your daily microdose. Now, tune in to the latest episode of One's Journey. Today is one of the biggest topics ever, and it's forgiveness. What do you mean by forgiveness? I want to start off with sharing that according to A Course in Miracles, forgiveness is the world's equivalent of heaven's justice. So I'm just going to leave you with that little quote and then kind of go off on the side here for a minute. So currently in the ego illusion, when we're coming from a place of the ego, we see forgiveness as, oh, Ashley, I forgive you for running over my dog, right? But at the end of the day, we still carry this sadness and resentment because we still acknowledged it happened. We still believe our dog was actually ran over and it is reality. That is ego level forgiveness. And I also want to add that a lot of times people struggle with even ego level forgiveness because they believe that by forgiving someone, you are actually stating that what they did was okay and that you support what they did. I want to first establish that by no means even the ego illusion form of forgiveness is that, and this is not either. And so when I talk about forgiveness at the deepest level is the way in which we learn that there's actually nothing to forgive. Mind blown, right? There's actually nothing to forgive. It's because it's a realization of understanding that this is all an illusion and that it never actually happened. We have never actually left the house of God. This is a dream. This is an illusion. Remember in the past videos, I've shared that we were like that curious kid who had this thought of what if I created, and then in a split second, we realized, oh shit. And then we felt like God was going to be mad at us. So then we ran off into this magical land, this illusion, the universe we're in now, because the ego's like, hey, I'll help hide you here. You know, the guy with the dogs and the French fries. Because this is an illusion, it is not true reality, meaning it never actually occurred. And forgiveness at that level is the level in which will bring you to enlightenment eventually. That forgiveness is our only purpose here, is to constantly practice forgiveness at the level of the mind. And at the level of the mind, we realize that this is just a projection of one mind and that none of this actually happened. So this is how I like to look at it and explain it best, because to be honest with you, you're probably like, what the F, Ashley? This doesn't even make sense. Yesterday, I got cut off in traffic. It really happened. Well, it really happened in your illusion, right? In your dream. So let me ask you this question. So say tonight you go to bed and you dream, let's just say your best friend sleeps with your husband, right? You wake up tomorrow morning and at first you have this heaviness on you and you're like, oh my gosh. And then you remember your dream and you're like, oh, thank God that didn't really even happen. And within that second, it's released. All the shame, the guilt, the anger, the sadness has been released because to you, it never really happened. Well, I'm here to say that you are dreaming. Currently, right now, while you were watching this video, you were dreaming, or you were experiencing an illusion that never really happened. It was like a split thought. It was like a quick dream that you had last night. And it just so happens that there's a crap ton of stuff that occurs during it, or at least feels like it, because we've now adapted into this illusion and we follow the constructs of the time and the space, when in fact, you at your truest self, none of that is actually truth. It is all fake. The realization that this is all an illusion and none of this even happened, and that essentially you're observing like a movie, right? In your dream, and unless you actively lucid dream, which essentially that's what this is lucid dreaming. You feel like you're in control of it. You're actually just really watching a movie. You're observing it. And when I say you, it's the mind, right? There's one. The true self is one mind. Remember, one mind projected into many. So none of this really ever happened. I know, right? Give yourself some time to think about that. So when you think back on things in your life that were really hard and they tend to cloud your judgment today and your decisions, that is what the ego wants in order to constantly remind you of the shame and guilt of the initial separation, right? We often hear people say there only is the present. Well, like the video previous to this is a holographic universe and there is no past, present, or future. It just is. So that's very similar to there is only the present. There's only this moment. So the past didn't occur, the future didn't occur, and actually right now isn't even occurring. So when we allow ourselves to carry the things from the past and make grandiose plans for the future, we're failing to be in the moment. And that is causing us to not be able to forgive and to release at the highest level of the mind. Again, not I forgive you. I understand why you did X, Y, and Z, and I'm not going to let it impact me anymore. But an understanding of it really did not happen. It was a projection of the mind to still keep us stuck here in the illusion. And if you struggle with forgiveness, it's actually about you because everyone is a projection. And I encourage you, because I'm not going to go deep into this one, I have a video later called Mirror, Mirror. And it's really about when you're unable to forgive someone else, it's about yourself and how you feel about yourself. And that's, again, because there's only one mind here. So I just want to wrap up the key points of today, but forgiveness at the ego level is I forgive you, but I still acknowledge it happened. Forgiveness at the highest level, the level in which is going to get you out of this illusion, is understanding it never happened. This is a dream and it never actually happened. And it's forgiving the thought of the projection that even needed to be happen because you left and the initial separation occurred. So through the forgiveness, we can get back to a place of being whole and understanding our truth and who we really are, which is one hell of a being that is super powerful and is eternal and is only love. Only love. So thank you so much for tuning in, and forgiveness is our main focus pretty much in this entire community, learning how to walk each other home through forgiveness and understanding at the deepest level how to get to a place of actively practicing this level of forgiveness so that we can undo the ego and head home. So there will be tons of videos. Every video will be filtered with this essence of forgiveness or discuss. But in the process, please go leave comments, questions, and there should be some great discussion because in reality, this is probably one of the hardest things is understanding the forgiveness at this level and practicing it actively. And I'm talking about you get a cold, forgive that because it never really happened. You get cut off in traffic, forgiving that because it never really happened. I'm talking literally everything is our holy grail. To immediately release the energy because all that is doing is attempting to keep us here. So have an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you again for being a part of Be Me, Big Miracle Energy, just a community where we're just walking each other home, right? Ram Dass, best quote ever. And as always, until I see you next time, remember you are worth it and so much love. Take care. Bye.